I am at the parking area for the Little Toby Trail, and this trail connects Brockway and Ridgeway. There's the athletic field. Beautiful night for a high school football game. This is a nice community park. And this trail is part of the Tri-County Rails to Trails. And at the trailhead there are picnic tables. Great place to sit down and have some lunch. This trail is 18 miles one way. It connects Brockway and Ridgeway. This trail will give you a glimpse into the logging industry. Logging was the chief industry in the 1800s. In fact, Brockway grew out of the timber industry. This rail follows the former Ridgeway and Clearfield Railroad. Trains roared through this corridor from 1883 to 1968. This line was abandoned for 2 decades. In 1992, the trail opened for bicyclists and walkers. Today, patrons can enjoy scenic views of Little Toby Creek. Be sure to wear orange during hunting season, for most of the trail passes through state game lands. Right now I have my bright pink on. This trail is crushed limestone, and I prefer crushed limestone over asphalt, because with asphalt, tree roots get under there and lift it up, and it makes for a very bumpy ride, and it's not good for your bike either. It's Friday, October 4th, and it's a beautiful autumn day. So I will be riding to some ghost towns. I doubt that there's anything left except for a marker. Whenever I hear the word ghost town, I always think to the Brady Bunch episode of the Grand Canyon. It's the first part where they visit the ghost town, they set up camp, then they get locked into jail. So, because Bobby says, "We're looking for gold." And of course the old prospector locks him in the cell, and he takes off with their car. Peter and Mike go down the road to find a prospector. Brady Bunch is one of the only shows I watched every episode of. Oh, what's this marker? I'm just going to pull off by this nice bench. Okay, this is Baghdad Run. Quote, in 1886, Reynolds L. Buzzard and partner William G. McCain purchased a sawmill and timber tract north of Brockwayville. The sawmill was just below the mouth of Baghdad Run, and it ran until 1899. Buzzard and McCain would build mansions across from each other on Main Street in Brockwayville. A coal mine was opened by Beadle and Macaulay at the headwaters in the early 1900s, and remains of the tipple can still be found up on the valley. Quote, the trail does have a grassy middle to it, but so far so good. I've never been on this trail before, so this is all new to me. entering state game lands. Welcome, hunt safely. So my goal is to ride up to the swinging bridge. It's about 6 miles from the trailhead. Earlier, I was at Walter Dick Memorial Park, and unfortunately the swinging bridge was closed. Didn't look too safe to cross. Be sure to check out that video of Walter Dick Memorial Park. Some of this trail is shaded, some isn't. So it's a nice variety. Paddle. Is very quiet. Once you get out of the town of Brockway, it's very quiet. Here is Jenkins Run. Here's a look at Jenkins Run from this beautiful railroad bridge. Right now, there is still a lot of greenery, but in a couple weeks, this is going to be breathtaking. Runs parallel with Little Toby Creek. Back in the early 2000s, I had a Beagle Basset hound named Toby. I miss him very much. I miss my Toby. There's a cat. Oh, hey there. I don't know if that's somebody's pet or if it's a stray, but we'll just call you the trail cat. I did not see any mile markers. suggest before you start out, take a picture of the map, and that way you'll kind of have an idea of where you're at, because there is no cell phone reception here. Or download a copy and or screenshot it. Excuse me. November 1st, the Brady Tunnel opens to the public. That tunnel is located on the Armstrong Trail. I'm all excited. Yippee skippy. Here's a sign, Galusha's Mills /oyster/carrier. Quote, the Buffalo, Rochester, and Pittsburgh Railroad was built through Carrier in 1883, and the depot in the photo was built in 1893. Carrier's logging railroad started near the depot and climbed the hill behind the photographer. A bridge was built over Little Toby Creek here as early as 1850, which was replaced by the one in the photo. An iron bridge would replace the wooden one, but it would get scrapped for World War II. The stone supports remain as obstacles to Little Toby Creek paddlers. Quote. So this was the location of the depot. Let's go ahead and just take a look. I don't think we're going to see much because of the foliage. Ooh, there's something. Looks like a powling. Kind of hard to see with the leaves. Oh. This is all history. And this is so interesting. I learned so much by riding these trails. And these bird feeders you see are property of Brockway Girl Scouts. Troop 20111. This is a great activity for the girls. My daughter was in Girl Scouts. She loved it. And my son was in Boy Scouts. They learned so many valuable skills. And they had fantastic leaders. Quote, Peter Galusha built a sawmill on Little Toby Creek 3.5 miles downstream of Brockwayville in 1850. When Galusha died in 1878, Captain Nick M. Brockway bought the mill and witnessed the coming of the B.R.&P. and R&C railroads in 1883 and 1884. He sold the mill to Cassius M. Carrier in 1890, who built an extensive logging railroad to the west of the village and who brought to the town its heyday. Carrier sold the mill to Reynolds L. Bazard in 1899, but a catastrophic fire in 1901 closed the mill permanently. Quote. Here's a little bit of a view of Little Toby Creek. Once the leaves are off the trees, there'll be a much clearer view. And they're slowly coming off. I don't think the colors are going to be vivid this year because we had a hot, dry summer. And the dry conditions do not help. muddy in some spots, so just watch you don't slip and slide. Benches are far and few on this trail. So not only watch my videos, but watch other videos, look for websites, read reviews, just research the area before you visit it. It's always great to get other points of view. Here's an area you can launch your kayak at. Little overgrown, so I highly recommend wearing insect repellent. And this launch is located at the Jefferson-Elk County line. So the line's coming up here shortly. Little Vineyard Run. And this is one of the tributaries for Little Toby Creek. Like I said, it's been a very dry season, so not much is flowing. Shh, did you hear that? There must be a live railroad line. Yep, there must be a line nearby. I'm like a little kid when I see a train. Can't really see much because of the foliage, but it's there. Just see a little bit of it. Here's Vineyard Run. And this too is a tributary of Little Toby Creek. And here's where Vineyard Run flows into Little Toby Creek. And you can see the original abutments for the railroad bridge here. And this was the site of Portland Lumber Company Vineyard Run. Quote, the Portland Lumber Company of Ridgeway built a sawmill on Vineyard Run about half a mile east of the Ridgeway and Clearfield Railroad in 1883. A village was built that included a depot and store. Logs were skidded and splashed down Vineyard Run. Eventually, logging railroads were built up both branches of Vineyard Run to bring logs to the mill. The mill was dismantled in 1895 and moved north to Croyland near the mouth of Laurel Run. Quote. So basically, when they exhausted the resources, they just left everything and moved to where the resources were. Left it. So they moved to where everything was. Yeah, this was the site of a ghost town. Yeah, this is one of the many ghost towns along the trail. You can see there's nothing left except for the railroad abutments. That's about it. It's hard to believe there was industry along here. Today, nothing remains, not a trace, except for these signs that people put up. But obviously, the trees have grown up since the 1880s. So if a time traveler came from the 1880s and stood on this trail today, it would be unrecognizable. And I don't really believe in time travel either, but I'm just using that as an example. I remember whenever they were building Interstate 279, I remember my aunt and grandma, they were just in awe. They said, this is unrecognizable to us. Because they actually went through the neighborhood of the East Street Valleys whenever they built 279. And a lot of people were displaced because of the construction. And when that opened, cranberry started to boom. It's a pretty view. Got the fence, leaves changing, typical fall scenery. Just give me a jug of apple cider and I'll be set. While I'm at it, might as well have peach cobbler. And the peaches were good this year, because I made peach cobbler a couple times. We had Chambersburg peaches at work. It's one benefit of working in a grocery store. My first mound marker 13. Mound marker 18 is located back in Brockway. Oh, this reminds me of a scene from Cook Forest. I don't have too much farther until I get to the swinging bridge. There are no bathroom facilities in this section, so make sure you go before you go. There we go. Give me a V. V. Might be the swinging bridge up yonder. Town of Blue Rock Ghost Town. Wow. There we go, swinging bridge. But before I cross the swinging bridge, we're going to talk about the ghost town. Let me just park. Kind of like in the mud. Oh well. So this was the village of Blue Rock / Almont. Around 1810, a Mr. Slade married an Indian maiden from Blue Rock. A.J. Thompson of Brockwayville built a sawmill here in 1856. A bracket dam was built, and Blue Rock became a major rafting point on Little Toby Creek with a village, stores, and hotels. James L. Ellis came to own the mill and leased it to brothers Norman and William Lane in 1867. The post office was changed to Almont in 1887. The bracket dam served as a bridge until 1902, when an iron bridge was built. Its abutments still stand and now hold the swinging bridge over Little Toby Creek. Quote. Well, I'm about ready to cross the swinging bridge. A little rugged getting to it. It's a great place to have lunch. There it is, the swinging bridge in Elk County, Pennsylvania. Gotta get back across. First step, baby steps. It's a little nerve-wracking, but it can be done. I do not recommend small children come on here, because they could easily fall through. Halfway there. Oh shoot. It does sway, but if you just take it slow, you'll get across. Easy does it. There, I did it. I'm going to walk down this little trail. See if there's any decent views of the bridge and Little Toby Creek. There we go. And this is under the bridge. You could see where the road was held up. That's the original foundation. Such a beautiful area. I highly recommend, if you're in Elk County, you come here to visit. If you don't have the nerves to walk across the bridge, you can always take that little pathway down and admire it. Okay, I saw the swinging bridge. Very impressive. I'm going to be heading back to Brockway. And this weekend, I'm going to be at a ladies' retreat in Emlenton. So I'm looking forward to that. Just learning about the Lord and fellowship and meeting new people. So I'm very excited. I just crossed Jenkins Run and I don't have much farther to go until I hit Brockway. I will give you a heads up. From the swinging bridge to Brockway, it's a little bit of an uphill pedal. You will notice it slightly. However, it's a great cardio workout and great workout for my legs. Well, I made it back to Brockway. I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you get out this weekend, enjoy the beautiful weather, and thank you for watching.